What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Zay. I wanted to kind of start off by saying, for all of those that are a fan of the channel or a fan of my streams, I apologize for what I guess will be the July 20th stream. Sadly, I did not stream for today. However, I decided as a replacement, I give you guys a YouTube video essentially. And I figured if you're a follower of my Discord, which if you haven't joined the Discord already, definitely take a look at the link below. But we started adding Palworld essentially to the channel. I am very excited for the game. It comes out in 10 days as time of recording. I'm very excited for it. And apparently there was an online tournament, which I will say I did know about. I thought that it was supposed to happen a day later, but it was the day before. And we have essentially like the first results from the tournament. So I figured for today's video, we will go ahead and kind of do like a review on the deck that got first place, take it to this online simulator that you can play against multiple people around the world, and just see like why it got first. But if you haven't already, make sure to leave a like on the video. Definitely send this video to your friends, your family, your uncle, people. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at this deck real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as y'all can see, this is essentially the deck that got first place. It's a very interesting deck because it's weird because right now a lot of people are in what I call the cooking period, the crafting period. Everybody is trying to figure out what is the best decks. They're trying to figure out the meta. They're trying to figure out the things that they like, they don't like. And as you can see, and like I mentioned before, this is just a recreation of the deck that got first place. I know on the top it says, first place winner by It's Zay. This is not my deck, this is somebody else's deck. Shout out to them for winning. And I think it's very interesting. So as you guys can see right here, so we have Fox Parts, Light of Courage, which is a very interesting and awesome card, if I do say so myself. Essentially, it has on attack, it gets plus 300 power, which means that you can kind of, in a way, in like the early game, if you're going second and your opponent plays like some like Chickapee or Kativa or something small that can kind of like get beat into, you can beat into it with Fox Parts. Or even if they like try to play that early block, like an early blocker that has like 500 power or whatnot, I mean, you can potentially trade into it or just force your opponent to say, hey, like, let me get a check in, or you can just lose a guy. So I'm a big fan of Fox Parts. I do kind of like the Fox Parts saddle, but as you can see, they're not necessarily playing it in this deck. So shout outs to them. The next card is Celeray Loop De Loop. It has a pretty awesome ability of on deploy or just on play. You draw a card and then you have to discard a card from your hand. And I think just early card draw, early what's called like cycling, like going through like your deck and trying to find the pieces that you need, that is very good. And it doesn't have a bad kind of like early attack stat either, so you can kind of like trade into some other early things or just use it as an early blocker. I think that's pretty good. Then we kind of get to more of the, I guess, dragon portion of this deck, because so for those that don't necessarily know, this deck, it seems like it's supposed to be very dragon heavy. Like we have this Alpha Dran Gentle Radiance, which on attack you can reveal one card from your hand, and if it happens to be a Dragon Pal, then you get plus 500 attack during this turn. So it essentially goes up to 1100 power, and it has Strike 2, which I think is pretty good. And you have enough dragons in this deck, like the Chillette, the Azarobi, the Alpha Dran, Jormuntide. Like, you have enough stuff in your deck to facilitate this ability going off, essentially. Now the next card in here is one of my favorite cards in the entire game. It's Pangolin, Yearning for the Sky. It is a pretty chunky boy, being a 600 power guy, and it has Strike 2, which for me in this game, I kind of like Strike 2 better than like Strike 3 or Strike 4, just because like sometimes when you hit certain lucky pals, like if I had Strike 4 and my second hit was a lucky pal, then like my whole attack just kind of goes into the toilet, essentially. So but you know, I think with Strike 2 it's pretty good, because like if the first check is a lucky pal, then it doesn't necessarily feel bad. If the second one is also a lucky pal, it doesn't necessarily feel bad. But if you get like that third or that fourth kind of check in, and if any of those are lucky pals, then it does feel more rougher than anything. But I think a cool thing also with this Pangolin is that when this card is put into your graveyard, you get to draw a card. There is a cool card that I noticed that's not necessarily in this deck. It's called the Pangolin Rocket Launcher, if I remember correctly. And essentially you can kind of create a whole board wipe with this deck, or with like that two card combo essentially. But it seems like that they have another card in here that can kind of facilitate board wipes, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. But I would like to say the main card, the main lucky pal in this deck, is this Tissot Dragon Whisperer right here. This card is very good. On deploy, you reveal the top card of your deck, and if you might not be able to see it, but if there's a dragon pal and it costs 8 or less, you get to play it for free. But if it's not, you get to add a card to your hand. So essentially this card lets you draw a card, but if it happens to be a pal, you can just play it for free. And ideally you'd want to play this Elphadran. You got the Azarobi that costs 6 that you can play. You can even play the big boy Jormuntide, which I'll talk about later, where like essentially for free, and that's kind of crazy. I know people have kind of been pairing this card up with this other card that can kind of facilitate, you can kind of manipulate the top deck or the top card of your deck so that you can play a dragon, like make sure that you play a dragon, but it seems like that they were successful without this card, so I'll say that's interesting. Also, Tissot's stats is a 900 power that strikes for 2, and I think that is pretty good, especially with some of the other cards in this deck that can kind of like buff its power if needs be, or what have you. I will say, out of the interrupts, which it seems like that the player playing this guy is playing 10, which is kind of, I guess it's kind of like almost in the normal range. I think people have kind of played between like 8 to 12, so 10 kind of feels just right, but I don't know, depending on who you talk to, that's slightly crazy. But they are playing the Raindrix. Essentially, for those that don't know, interrupt means that you can either pay 1 energy and discard the interrupt card, or you can discard the interrupt card and a different card to just nullify an attack, which is really good, especially if we're kind of going for the control aspect, or if you just don't want to lose the game. So yeah. And then we have Azarobi, Water Dragon Waltz. On deploy, you draw a card and then you choose a pal and rest it. I think this is really good because this card just lets you, draw cards, and hey, if you're one of my friends, or if you know me personally, you know that any card that lets you draw a card is like fantastic in my opinion. And the card stats is not too shabby. It is 1200 and it does strike for 2, so it's a pretty little thick card. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I think also the cool thing about this card being able to rest other pals is that if your opponent is kind of playing an annoying like blocker, then you can kind of get around that with this card. And there's also this Jormuntide that kind of does something similar, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. The other 2 cards that I kind of want to talk about just real quick is this Cryolinx that is the same as the Raindrix up here, but essentially, this Cryo-Lynx has 900 power. This Blaze Howl has 1200 power, but it has Strike 3. So, depending on the situation, you might just straight up want to hard play this just to get those checks in. So I guess you don't necessarily feel bad for playing these cards, but you also don't feel bad for having a way to interrupt your opponent from attacking you. So yeah. Now I will say, in my opinion, probably the main target for the Chillette ability essentially is this Alpha Dran Aqua Generables. So as on deploy, you draw 2 cards, and then you choose 1 card from your hand and put it on the top of your deck. So in a perfect world, you could play 2 Chillettes. So you could play this Chillette, play the Alpha Dran to manipulate your deck to have a dragon on top. Then you play another Chillette, and maybe you play like Jormuntide like afterwards. I'm not sure if this player had any success with doing that play or not, but I think that'll be kind of lit. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it has the same stats as Chillette, and I think that's just fine. Now this Jormuntide, this is kind of the other like boss monster in a way. It also has on deploy, draw a card, and it has choose up to 1, I believe 7 cost or less pal and rest it. And that card cannot stand during your opponent's next stand phase. So it's essentially frozen. And we do like freezing cards. I will say there are people that are playing the structure deck card that can freeze your opponent's pal and also give them -3 strike. That's been kind of like coming up recently from what I've seen. Just on, not necessarily like local levels, but just online essentially. But yeah, so this card is pretty interesting. I will say I am kind of surprised that they're not necessarily playing Jormuntide Ignis, if I remember it. It's the red card that essentially you can either pay 3 energy or you can discard 2 cards to stand it. And it is also a 17-4. This is a 16-3, so I am kind of curious why they went that route. I mean, I know like I could definitely see that card being replaced with this, but I mean, like I mentioned, I will say in my personal journey through this game, I've had some success with this Jormuntide, but I've had a little bit more success with the Ignis. So, but I mean, as you can see, he had success with this card in his deck. So, yeah. So with the 2 events in this deck, if I can pull it up, so we have Victor Strategy and Axel Strategy. So Victor Strategy is really good because for 3 energy, you get to look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add any type of card amongst that, and add it to your hand. You can also have like a cool bouncing effect where you get to choose a pal and return it to hand. I doubt you're kind of using that to bounce your own cards, but you can bounce your opponent's cards and kind of just like get through that way. I'm assuming this is mainly used for this top effect. It also has an effect where you can draw a certain amount of cards equal to the amount of structures, but sadly this player is not playing any structures, so I'm assuming they're just mainly using the top effect, sometimes using the secondary effect, but never the third effect. Now with Axel Strategy, this is an interesting card because you get to choose a pal and deal 1500 damage to it. This is a very interesting control card. You can also choose up to X number of pals and stand them, which X is the number of gears that you have on your field, which I believe, yeah, they have 6 gears. So if they do have like a full board of like 5 pals, they could potentially stand 5 pals. And then also, the third effect is you get to choose all of your opponent's 5 cost or greater pals, and they cannot block until the end of the turn. I think this is a really good counter to at least that specific effect. There is a Dig Toys control deck that is kind of like circulating. I will say that I have played it. It's a very like it's a very controlling deck, but I think this Axel Strategy card can kind of get around that Dictoise ability and make it to where they can't block. So that is interesting. I am kind of wondering if they've used that ability at all, or if it's just mainly been the first one to just pop a PAL. But speaking of popping a PAL, the first gear is just a 2-copy of single shot rifle, which I think is interesting because I've seen a lot of people play like 3 to 4 of it. But you get to choose a PAL, deal 1500 damage to it, and you can also rest this card and give a PAL plus 200 attack until the end of the turn. So you can kind of give any of your PALs here plus 200, which, I mean, making the Chillette 1100, making Elfadran 1300 if it has the, if you have a dragon in hand when you attack. And I mean, even making Jormuntide 1800 is kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then, like I mentioned before with the last card, this is the pump action shotgun. This is essentially the deck's board wipe. You get to choose all of your opponent's PALs and deal 1200 damage to it. And I will say there, like, I mean, as you can see, if we played against the mirror, like this card right here is getting rid of everything in here except for Jormuntide. So, I mean, as you can see, like, there's a lot of cards in the game that hit that threshold. So I could definitely see this card being a very, very valuable card, especially if your opponent decides to go wide with all of their PALs. And it also has the same buff as the gear where you can rest it to give your PALs plus 200 attack until the end of the turn. I will say this is a very interesting deck. I think if I were to make this personally, there might be like some like changes that I make. However, I am going to take it to essentially the palworldTCG simulator. We're just gonna see just like how good this deck is. So I will see y'all there. All right, now we play the waiting game. We play the waiting game. We play the waiting game. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Oh snap. Okay, we're in a game. Hell yeah. I'm gonna pick rock. Damn, I'm gonna pick paper. Cool. I'm going first. Alright, since I'm going first, I'm gonna start off with 2 souls. See, this will be a good going second hand because I could just like turn 1 would be tap 3 souls to draw. But yeah, I'm just mulligan. Okay. I might be a little aggressive. Maybe. It depends. Alright, so I don't know how exactly he played this deck. I will say for me, I would probably just like, I mean, I'm just gonna play Fox Parts. He could kind of like trade into it, so I'm gonna just chill. If he decides to kill it, then, or if he decides to swing into me, then I'll just beat into him. But there's a good chance he might just take this opportunity to just draw, which he does. Okay, yeah, we'll just go into them. They are not going to, I mean, if they do, okay, they're not gonna do that. Okay, as Azarobi, I feel like we might be playing the mirror, which is fine. You know, I mean, this deck recently won, like, first place, so a lot of people are gonna be interested in it. A lot of people are just gonna be, you know, do I want the Blicky? Defense? Surge? I think I want the Blicky. I'm gonna take the Blicky. And then we'll pass. They could easily go Chillette here. And maybe they get lucky. If they do, we have an answer. But yep, they go Chillette. And they get the Elfadran too? Oh my god. Alright, cool. Where's my look at with that? Insane work. Now, ooh, this is tough. It's actually tough that they got the other effect off. And we don't have any defense. Shoot, maybe I shouldn't have took the Blicky. Ooh, but we check our own Chillette. I like that. They're gonna swing Alpha Dram probably, yeah. And that's fine. Oh my god, okay, well, that's half of our Chillettes, so that's gonna be a little rough for us, I'm not gonna lie. What do we do? I mean, okay, so the Chillette is, I mean, both of these pals are just like useless now. I could hit them with the Blicky. I kind of wish I had the shotgun instead, so I can like, okay, well, maybe, can I get a little lucky? But let's see if we can get a little lucky, chat. Or do we? I really don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel like I'm gonna get lucky. So what I'm going to do for 6, I'll play this. And what do we draw? Oh, we would have had the Alpha Dran. Damn, I should have believed. I should have believed. That's on me. Choose a pal and tap it. Sure, I'll do that. I'm gonna beat until the Alpha Dran and see if they decide to discard 2 cards, because that's the only thing that they can do. Okay, cool. So they don't do that, and I mean, that's the end of our turn. I am gonna keep this guy up. I mean, just in case if he doesn't have any removal, which I feel like, I mean, if we're playing against the same deck, then like, yeah, they're gonna have removal. And they have 9 cards in their hand as opposed to our 6. Oof. That's tough. Alright, so what are they going to do? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? They are chilling. Hello? Alright, they play Relaxosaurus. Oh my gosh, okay. Fair enough. And they attack me. I mean, here's the thing though. I think I let it go. No, I'm not gonna let it go. I'm gonna just block. That's fine. Because we gotta get rid of this Relaxosaurus. I guess they are doing 3. That's, yeah, I'd rather the 2. But we would have drew Axel strategy, and I kind of don't want that. Oh my god, we drew Axel's. We drew Axel's thing. Okay. So here's the thing. I don't know what to do outside of just play the Blicky. Bob, goodbye. Now you're chilling. I mean, I could stand you. Since you have a gear, ooh, actually, yeah, let's deploy this. Let's stand this pal. And then we just chill. I could have attacked, but I want to be, I kind of want to be defensive here because I feel like I feel like they have the upper hand. And we are sadly kind of just twiddling our thumbs over here. But once we can kind of like, oh, they're playing blue-green. Okay. Oh my god, and they're playing Lileen. Oh, don't play it. Don't do it. Okay, so this is blue-green versus our red-blue deck. Interesting. So they did their ability. I guess they either whiffed on the Lileen ability. Oh, no, they didn't. Okay. Oh. Elaine's blessing deploys that. Okay, and they're just, wow, they just, oh, if I get a shotgun right here, dude. Oh, that would be beautiful. That will really, like, change the tide of this battle. I will say, if they swing, this is the one I have to block. Yeah, and then they're just gonna trade into it, which, honestly, I think I'm fine with. Like, you have to get rid of 2 bodies. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm not gonna lie, chat, I might have to use the cryo links here. So, yeah, you go here. I'm going to use this and discard this Elfadran. Now I force you to have to trade with this guy. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. And then you're just gonna poke me for 1. Sure. Sure. And it's a Blaze Howl. Then it should be our turn. Ooh, okay. I did not want Fox parts here, I'm not gonna lie to you. So this is what we do. So we play this for 2. I don't want to attack here because we will trade, because Flack has this ability of when it's attacked, it gets +3 power. And we also get +3 power. I mean, I could like buff it, but I don't want to do that. I want to try to attack you and you'll be at 500. It'll force you to either just, I guess, discard a card, but I really wouldn't do that if I were you. All right, cool. Now, I'm gonna take a gamble, chat. I got to. Damn. Of course it's freaking Victor. I mean, I guess we could play it afterwards, but that just sucks, man. That sucks for real. Pump action is not bad if they decide to go wide. I could get the last Chillette because they did. That's one of them, and then the other 2 are in our discard pile. Honestly, I think I do that. Yeah, I think that's a valid choice. And then I'll swing into you. You're gonna be at 5, but I'm still powerful. Now, if they, I will be shocked if they do decide. Okay, they don't. Cool. Yeah, then we end turn. So now they got 8 cards. They can do a lot of things here. I can definitely see them trying to do the Laline play again. Because with them playing Chillette and Laline, that tells me that that's probably the only Lucky Pals that they play in this deck. So, yeah, they spend 3 to draw. Okay, so, oh, they paid the Pangolin. Okay. Are they just gonna poke me with Pangolin? Oh, they're playing the Pangolin launcher. Sure, yeah, go ahead. So it gives it plus 10,000. Then the Pangolin has the ability to rest itself to deal essentially like 1,000 damage to my entire board. So, yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. So when I play you, you draw. I get to draw a card and discard a card. I will probably discard this. But I kind of want to keep this as like a little, just a bop. You feel me? This can help me draw cards. And I'm gonna go gambling. I'm sorry, chat. I have to. Are you kidding me? Rip. All right. Well, we'll try to swing for 2. If they discard 2 cards, I'm happy with that. Okay, they don't. Wow, we hit a Lucky Pal. I will say the one thing I do like about the simulator is it shows how many interrupts and how many Lucky Pals we've hit. So I guess we play this for 3. We attack, we draw one and discard. Ooh. Yeah, I'll discard that. I think that seems fine. And they have an antique mirror. Antique mirror is a really good card in my opinion. It's a structure that doesn't do anything outside of just you pay 1 to play it and draw a card. Okay, they have the Alpha Dram, so they drew 2. Shout out Farfa from the Yu-Gi-Oh community, bro Drew. Oh god, and they're playing the Pangolin. Okay. So they're gonna try to... Oh my god, you're playing Pangolin Launcher. I forgot. Yep. So that boy is out of there. And you're gonna swing for me at 2? I'm gonna say no. And then pass. Now let me get my Alpha Dran and murk your dude. Bob. Draw 2. I gotta put a card on the top of my deck. I'll put Axles on here. Oh, I could have killed Axel. Oh, I could have actually did that. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. That's my fault, but I think I'd rather do this. So I'd rather go here, attack into it, force him to like get rid of his interrupts. Which if I was them, this would be a perfect time to play it. Yep. Then I will go this dude. And I think do I want to get a new card? Because I don't want to discard any of these, and I don't want to draw. Yeah, I'll just end. That's fine. Because now we have a blocker. Then we have... We got some things. We got some things, chat. Oh my god, dude. Are you kidding me? Dude, that combo is just too good. Yep, and you're gonna play the second one. Alright. So you have... So we only have 3 Lucky Pals left in this deck. Want to discard that. And then, yeah. Rip. So there goes our Axles thing. We also have that, but I mean, it's just like... Yeah, it doesn't really do anything for us. So we'll draw 2. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm putting this on top of my deck. I will tap this and then that. I'm not gonna lie, chat, we might lose this game. But I don't know, we might be able to come back. Okay, so they do that. I'm just hitting the... Yeah, just get rid of that guy, I guess. And then pass. It's tough because our deck is... Like, they're thinning our deck. We've also been kind of like, yep, there's a little lean, yeah. Yeah. And they play the Pangolin. Are they gonna do the launcher play? They are, yep. There's a good chance that we lose on this turn. I don't think there was really a way that we could have won that. They just like had the stuff to get rid of our stuff. But I don't know. They might hit a Lucky Pal. They have to hit the other Azarobi and then the 2 Jormuntides. So there's that one. And we'll see here. Yep, we lost. Tough. Tough. Okay. That was kind of a tough first game. Let's see if we can get into another game and see just how that goes. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. I had to take care of some business. As you can see, we're playing against a purple deck. They played a Depresso on turn 1 and just murked it, so we're going to kind of return the favor by playing a Fox Parts and trying to murk it at 5k. And let's see if they decide to what they decide to do about this. I will say we are playing against a new player, if you guys can kind of see it in the chat. Or at least this is the first time playing on like this simulator, so you know, we've gotta give people grace, you feel me? They are playing blue purple. Okay. This is kind of also another meta deck, if I'm thinking about it correctly. Definitely very interesting. Well, we got, I mean, I think technically the logical thing would just be to like pay 3 by drawing a card and just kind of like going in and kind of taking it slow. However, I'm a big fan of Chillette and I'm playing it, and I believe. God damn it. This is Solar Ray also. Okay, well, we're gonna hit 2 off of, or try to hit 2 off of Chillette. I don't know if they're gonna let it go. They do, and we deal 2 damage to them. And we are not going to swing with Fox Parts because we would like to have a blocker to keep the Chillette on there because it is kind of like our main attacker. I will say in terms of our hand, I do kind of like it. We do have the pump action shotgun to deal with their wide board. I mean, we do have the 2 Alpha Drins for the card draw. We also have Celeray that can also give us a little bit of card draw. And we have the Axle Strategy, which can potentially, you know, make a little, like make one of our pals like stand, or we could just blow up something. Sorry for the weird cut. Yeah, I think my opponent is just kind of trying to figure out what to do exactly. Oh, they did play, I guess they played Zoe's strategy to add a card back into their hand. They probably added the Daydream. We do have to discard a card. I'll just get rid of the Celeray. And they do play the Daydream. It has the ability of Nocturnal. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, so we are going to... So they are probably just gonna block with this Daydream. I could just like murk it to just kind of go in. We are at 7, so I could go like Axle Strategy to kill it, Celeray to draw and discard, and that doesn't sound bad. And then we could potentially get 4 checks in, or probably 2 if they have like something. Honestly, I kind of like that idea. The other idea would be to play Alpha Dren and just like kind of just like going that way, but I do like the fact that they wouldn't have a blocker essentially. So we'll play Axle Strategy. We'll get rid of the Daydream. Then we'll play the Celeray. We are going Chillette first for the Greed and also to bait. Okay, that went through. I'm gonna go Celeray to draw and discard. I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. Getting rid of the Alpha Dran. I know it kind of sounds weird, but we have Victor Strategy as another form of card draw, so that could help. They are letting this go. And that is another Strike from Darkness. So they're at 5 and we're at 9, so we'll just pass turn. And now we have 3 dudes on the board and a blocker, and we'll see what... Oops, okay, so they played something to get rid of Chillette. I don't know what this card is. Oh, it's Dark Cannon. It's I forgot the cat's name. And they played 2? Oh my god. Alright. And they play Shoddy Bed. Oh, this is something to kind of make the knight come in. I don't like that at all. So we're gonna do Alpha Dran. We're gonna draw 2, put something at the top. I think I'll put this Alpha Dran on there. I am going to attack the bed because I don't I don't want them to have any source of like nighttime. I am going to use the Fox Parks to just get a little chip in. I doubt that they block it. Okay, got rid of the Loopmon. And then we're just gonna play Victor Strategy and look at the top 5. Ooh, okay. So there's another Alpha. I mean, there's 2 Alpha Drans. Some defense. We do have a Dormantide that we could play. Not gonna lie to you, I think I'm taking the draw Alpha Dran just to, I mean, get card draw essentially, pretty much. Yeah, we'll just have to see. Ooh, they play Wooden Wall that has taunt essentially, and then they have Lamp and they draw. I mean, we have answers, and there's a good chance we can murk our opponent on this turn. So I'm gonna go Fox Parts to just get rid of the Wooden Wall. Burn it. Get rid of it, burn it. Unless they decide to play the, ooh, they do play Interrupt, okay. I mean, and that's pretty good, you know. That just forces me to have to use this guy. Now, what I don't think that they expect is I still have a way. Oh no, I don't, because I don't have a gear. If I had this guy out, I would have been able to potentially like get them this turn. But I think we'll just kind of keep it simple. We'll just play the Alpha Dran, draw 2, put something back. I'll just put the Dormantide, I guess. I don't want to keep that in hand. Yeah, I'll keep that in hand. Then we'll just go at our opponent, see if they have something. They do not, so they are on a clock at the moment. Yeah, we can't play this because we don't have any gears at the moment, but I will play Victor. Maybe we can find... just to kind of ensure that I win, I'm going to take the Cryo Links and then pass turn. And they got 3 cards in their hand, potentially 4 if they use the tap 3 souls to draw a card ability. They choose to play the Shoddy Bet again. I don't know what else that they have in their hand. They do play... Huh? But they do play Medical Supplies. I probably would have played something bigger, but they did make it nighttime. I'm assuming that they didn't expect that this guy would be rested, so we'll just go ahead and try to swing for game, essentially. And that's the game. Cool. Look at that. GG's to my opponent. Let's see if we can find a 3rd game real quick. I will say I am playing at 11 p.m. CST, so it's a little tough finding people right now, but that's okay. There is a slight chance that this might be like a day 2 kind of thing, just to kind of showcase the deck. I kind of want to play, not necessarily against like a... Oh, never mind. I'll shut up. I'll shut up. All right. Okay, they're going first. I mean, it's Fox Parts. I mean, we could just go... Honestly, I'm gonna keep it. Could we just go... Oh, okay. So they are playing red. I will say again, potential chance that we're playing against the mirror. You know, it is what it is. Ooh, we got the Dormantide Lucky Pal to start off with. Just to kind of calm them down a bit, I am gonna go Fox Parts on Fox Parts, and we should be victorious. if they... Okay, I was gonna say, if they use their interrupt, they're insane. But they're probably gonna return the favor by paying a certain amount of stuff to... Yep, they're gonna play the Pangolin. Yep, so we are indeed playing against potentially a mirror. And honestly, I'm fine with that. Sadly, I am gonna have to give them a card. Man, I guess I don't have to, but yeah, I'm gonna just do that. I'm gonna reveal another Elphadran. See if they do anything, which they don't. Yep, and they get to draw. Now they are one card ahead. And they are at 6 souls, so they can do a lot of stuff. Yep, and they got the... They do got the boy. They're gonna swing into my Elphadran. I'm gonna say Gnaw. And then kind of see what they do afterwards. They don't do anything. Okay, so I'm gonna just go in, reveal the Elphadran that I just got, or that I've already had. They can discard 2 cards if they want to, but they will not. Cool. I'll play the Elphadran. I'll swing at them. Reveal who else but the Elphadran. See if I can get a little 2-piece in there. And we did. Cool. Got rid of some good cards. Now, so this is the thing. I could definitely see them playing a shotgun. Okay. If they play Chillette, they could, like, play 2 cards. But I don't know. I mean, this is always good. Yeah, we'll just play Victor. See what we can get. Another pump action, another Elphadran. And then the Pangolin. Chad, am I crazy? I might be throwing, but like I kind of want to get an Elphadran. Yeah, sure. All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. I'm probably not. I don't know about like showcasing. Ooh, it's the big boy. So you're gonna freeze one. Honestly, do I let this go? I think man. Yeah, sure, I'll let this go. I'll let it go. And this guy is frozen. However, he forgets that I have another Elphadran. I'll swing. Reveal. Elphadran. It's Elphadran. Beat down. Do you have any negates? Interrupts? Nothing? Alright, that's another 2. I could be very greedy. I'm gonna use Victor first. Let's look at the top 5. So here's the thing. I could be greedy. No, I can't be greedy. I can't be greedy this turn. So, I mean, unless if I get Fox parts as defense, but I kind of don't want to do that. I want to like have you, just in case if he, I mean, it'll kind of just force him to play the shotgun if he has it, or some type of defense. I'm gonna do it, yeah. So what you got? Okay, Elphadran, cool. Are you gonna go Elphadran on Elphadran? You sure are. And you're revealing that Elphadran. It could be very annoying, which we will. We'll pay an energy and say no. It is going to kind of force them to, yeah, I figured. They're going to play the Elphadran. Probably swing into Elphadran. And guess what I'm gonna say? No. Oh, they swung with Jormuntide. Okay. I mean, I guess that's fair. Now here's the thing. I kind of want to play the Blicky. I think we do. Yeah, let's play the Blicky. Get rid of all those cards. Yeah, and then we just go at our opponent's life, essentially. They do have enough cards to like negate it if they want it, if they so choose to. I am gonna reveal the Alpha Dran. Dog has been Alpha Dran beat down. Insane work. They do indeed play the Interrupt, and that is perfectly fine. Here's the thing. I'm gonna draw a card. Yeah, I figured. Okay, that's fine. And I think I let the Alpha Dran go, sadly. I've been putting in enough numbers. Oh, they're just gonna do that. Okay. And they play the Solar Ray, which does give them a draw discard. That's interesting. And they're playing that. Okay. We just pass on that. Yep, and they hit 3 decent cards. They do attack with this. I just let it go because I don't want to get rid of. I really don't want to get rid of these cards. It is Fox Parts, which is fine. We don't really need it. Now, here's the thing. I definitely play you. We will draw 2. We will put. What do we put as a top deck? I mean. Okay, here's the thing. I don't know. I really don't know what we. I mean, Alpha Dran, I guess that's fine. That's not a bad. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so now. He's keeping the Fox Parts up so we don't get rid of his Jormuntide. We can't get, we do have the option to get rid of 2 of their things. It's just, I don't think it's going to be the Jormuntide. Because what's gonna happen is, so we could play the Shingle Shot, we could choose this, but then when we attack into it, yeah, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and play the Single Shot. We are going to get rid of this. Sadly, we can't buff it up to the 16. We can't buff it up to 13. That's not necessarily enough. I mean, there is a world where like we play Blaze Howl, use these to get rid of it, but I think we just get rid of the Solar Ray just to get rid of some draw options. They do have an energy up to like interrupt if they so choose to, but they're not gonna do that. So now let's see what they do. They got 4 cards, potentially 5 if they decide to take the draw. There's Alpha Dran, another Solar Ray. Okay. Use the Solar Ray to draw and discard. Pass on this. Yep, and then it is the last Alpha Dran. They are going to go for this. Oh, they have a Chillette in hand. Okay, so if I let this go, yeah, I think I just let this go. Yep. So now they can either play the Jormuntide. Yep, they're gonna swing into that. Okay, I think that was a better play because that kind of protects our life. If we let that go, where we're probably gonna be at 2 health. I will say this is a very good game. Okay, so here's the thing. We're gonna be at 6. And then... Dude, what's tough is that, like, we could play the Pangillet. I think we killed the Ray. I mean, we still can get rid of 2 things. It's just like... Do we, like... Oh, I have a... Oh, no, I can't do that. Never mind. I can't get both of the effects to go off, so... It seems like we either have to... We do play the Pangolin. I think going here and swinging here will probably be good. Hoping that they don't have an interrupt. They might. There's a good chance that they will. Which they do. That's fine. So what did they get rid of? They got rid of a shotgun and then that. So I think something that I can do. So here's the thing. Okay, so this is kind of like my logic right now. So I can restand him and then like punch into any of these if I so choose to, or I can merc something with Axel, which I think I probably will do. I want to get rid of the Celeray because it does have the draw 1 discard effect. And like I mentioned, that kind of stops some of his draw power to see certain things. And we know he has Chillette in hand, so he is going to get like some type of draw. It's just going to suck if they get lucky and it's a dragon. So yeah, I mean, I think we just play this, get rid of that. Sadly, in turn. So they're gonna attack Elphadran to our Pangolin first. Or at least I would like to think so. Oh, okay. They do that to play Pangolin, to play Azure. Oh my god. Hey, you know what? I think I accomplished the mission of this video, which is just to show the power of this deck. And as you can see, like, they got Chillette onto a Azarobi. There, you can't. Yeah, you just can't script that. And we don't have any cards in our hand, so that was just our game to kind of just like lose, sadly. Yeah, yeah, that's tough. Let's go back to the deck. Okay, yeah. So we are back on the deck. I think if I was to like. I mean, there's definitely some adaptations that I would make. I will also say I might not have been playing the deck as like the person that won has played, but like I mentioned, I probably would put like more things to facilitate the Chillette effect to kind of pop off. But I will say we did kind of get very unlucky with the Chillette effects and stuff of that nature. But the Elphadrans was kind of going off. And as you can kind of see on that last game, like the Jormuntide was pretty effective. The double Chillette to Azarobi was just unfortunate. That was just tough. But I think also just like this pump action shotgun is just a very good like board wipe, like I mentioned. So I could definitely see how this person won. But like, I guess if I was to rate this deck, I would say probably like a 7 out of 10. I do like the Celeray ability of drawing 1 and discarding 1, but I think I would have probably put a little bit more ways to facilitate the Chillette effect in here, outside of just like pure luck, if that makes sense. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video just as much as I love making this video. If you guys would like me to do more videos like this, or even if you want me to cover the second place deck that won, Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but first and third place were roughly the same. But yeah, if you guys want me to cover the second place deck, let me know in the comments. I hope you guys have a great rest of y'all's day or night or even afternoon. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.